visit when they are still here in Nairobi. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and welcome all the students. Thank you.
Well, it is beautiful to have all the students within the National Assembly, especially on a day a former student or pupil in one of the schools is guiding the chairperson of the House in terms of how to proceed with the committee of the whole House process. You are welcome to the House to observe the proceedings. Yeah, we'll go back to main business.
Clause 12.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 12 be part of the bill. It's an amendment. Chairperson.
Honorable Chair, I propose that clause 12 be amended as per the order paper, and this amendment, Honorable Chair, is just to correct a cross-referencing error and align the grammar in the provisions. Like we are deleting the word chair and putting chairperson.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 12 be amended as proposed. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 12 be amended as proposed. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 12 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 13.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 13 be part of the bill. Chairperson.
Honorable Chair, I propose that clause 13 be amended as per the order paper, and this amendment seeks to align the drafting style and format of the House, Honorable Chair, by subsequently providing a schedule on the conduct of business by the affairs of the board.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 13 be amended as proposed by the chairperson. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 13 be amended as proposed by the chairperson. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 13 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 14.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 14 be part of the bill. Chairperson.
Honorable Chair, I propose that clause 14 be amended as per the order paper, and the amendment seeks to enable the persons who have a management experience in the private institutions to be also qualified to be appointed as a Director General, and also to comply with the Chapter 6 of our Constitution.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 14 be amended as proposed. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 14 be amended as proposed. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 14 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 15.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 15 be part of the bill. Chairperson.
Honorable Chair, the Kenya Fish Marketing Authority established under clause 201 has been deleted in line with the cabinet directives on the reforms of state corporations, and the amendment seeks to align the provisions of, with the directive by deleting the referencing to the authority and also subsequent transfer of marketing functions to the Kenya Fisheries Service.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 15 be amended as proposed. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 15 be amended as proposed. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 15 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 16.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 16 be part of the bill. Chairperson.
Honorable Chair, clause 16 of the bill be amended as per the order paper, and this one is amending to correct a cross-referencing error where we are referring a first schedule instead of second schedule, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 16 be amended as proposed. Honorable members, I put the question that clause 16 be amended as proposed. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Honorable Millie, you have an amendment to clause 16.
Yes.
Yes.
Chair, I propose that 16 be amended as per the order paper. And Chair, what I'm seeking to do is that the body is given a mandate to provide for a staff superannuation scheme to determine service to the employees of the service. And I'm saying as per the Constitution, it should be in consultation with the Salaries and Remuneration Commission.
Honorable members, I propose that clause 16 be further amended as proposed by Honorable Millie Odhiambo. Chairperson.
Honorable Chair, I want to plead with the Honorable Millie Odhiambo to drop this amendment because to me it amounts to over-legislation because already our Constitution provides that matters do with salaries, we must consult with the Salaries and the Remuneration Commission. So it's already provided.
Honorable Millie makes good sense.
Chair, it also makes good sense to provide even when it's already there, because even the Bible tells us, remind them even when they know. That's why we are also providing for gender, youth, they're all in the Constitution. It doesn't take away, it only strengthens.
Honorable
So
Charles,
I would actually then encourage the chair to support it.
Honorable Charles Ngusia.
Chair, there is nothing wrong like over legislating. I sit in one of the audit committees and sometimes the CEOs end up doing a lot of errors. So I think what Millie has proposed is very important. We include it here. It doesn't cause any harm or danger, including it, Chair. So I support Millie's amendments.
Yeah, honorable members, I now put the question at clause 16 be further amended as proposed by Honorable Millie. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Honorable members, I now put the question at clause 16 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 17.
Honorable members, I propose the question at clause 17 be part of the bill. Chairperson.
Honorable Chair, proposed that clause 17 be amended as per the order paper. Under this one, Honorable Chair, the fisheries being a default function, the amendment seeks to provide an appointment of authorized officers, both at the national and county level, appointed by the Cabinet Secretary and the county CEC in charge of fisheries, respectively.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 17 be amended as proposed. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 17 be amended as proposed. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 17 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 18.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 18 be part of the bill.
Honorable
Chairperson.
Chair, yes, Honorable Chair, I propose that clause 18 be amended as per the order paper. And this one, Honorable Chair, the position of an honorary fisheries officers are unnecessary and no such officers have been appointed since the enactment of the Act. Hence the proposal to delete this provision. It was, this is a provision, Honorable Chair, that they needed to provide an honorary fisheries officers, which to us, so it is not necessary.
Yeah, honorable members, I propose the question that clause 18 be amended as proposed by the chairperson. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 18 be amended as proposed. Will as many as are of the same opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. You see, what it means is that that clause is wholly deleted. And so you don't need to put the final question. Next.
Clause 19.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 19 be part of the bill. Committee chairperson.
Honorable Chair, I propose that clause 19 be amended as per the order paper, and this one is a clean-up, Honorable Chair, with the drafting standards, and further to amend the Amendment 6 to align the title of the Treaty Making and Ratification Act with the new CAP number issued under CAP 4D.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 19 be amended as proposed.
It's on monitoring, control, and surveillance.
Chair.
Could you give the chairperson the mic just to clarify? Honorable Charles Ngusia, you are not yet recognized. Let the chairperson make the clarification, or you want to inform Honorable Millie?
Honorable Chairperson, I'm saying a cleanup because it uses the initials MSC.
MCS.
MCS, which is, we are just saying a cleanup because we are providing it to making it a full monitoring, control, and surveillance unit. Yeah.
Yeah, that being so, and with that clarification, I now put the question that clause 19 be amended as proposed. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 19 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 20.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 20 be part of the bill. Chairperson.
Honorable Chairperson, clause 20 be amended as per the order paper. And this one, Honorable Chairperson, Section 8, subsection 1J of the Kenya Coast Guard Service Act, Cap 200, provides that the service shall be deployed in territorial waters, including the protection of maritime resources, including fisheries. Further, Section 9, subsection 2B, gives the Kenya Coast Guard Service the power to stop, enter, board, or inspect, or search any structure, a place, a vessel, or aircraft engaged in or suspected to be engaged in unlawful activity. In this regard, Honorable Chair, the Amendment 6 to include the interagencies in the monitoring, control, and surveillance as a representative of Kenya Coast Guard Service in order to enhance the protection given in the Kenya fisheries waters and fishers by inclusion of the service. We are just including the Kenya Coast Guards into the monitoring and control surveillance.
Honorable members, I now propose the question that clause 20 be amended as proposed. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 20 be amended as proposed by the chairperson of the committee. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 20 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 21.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 21 be part of the bill. Is that an amendment? The committee chairperson.
Honorable Chair, I propose that clause 21 be amended as by the order paper, and the amendment seeks to align the title of the Public Finance Management Act with the new CAP number issued, which is CAP 412A.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 21 be amended as proposed. Honorable members, I now put the question. You want to make a comment? Yes, Honorable Millie.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the navigation space in this house is a challenge. Mr. Speaker, especially for people with my endowment, my Adiamboes. Mr. Speaker, sorry, Chair, I wanted your direction, and I thank the committee for adopting actually my proposed amendments in clause 21. However, I need your direction on how I can then do a further amendment to my amendment. Because I propose amendments which they've adopted, but I have a proposed amendment which I'm allowed as a mover to do, which procedurally I'm allowed as a mover to do.
Yes.
But having adopted theirs, now how do I do it? Because I wanted to include the issue which we learned from Ghana last week in the International 11 Ocean Conference, that what we are struggling with in, what I was actually struggling with, and I'm glad that I found it is in the BBJN treaty, which is establishment of standards for ensuring equitable access to fisheries resources, including navigation space, fishing space, and access to other resources. Chair, maybe I can explain this. This is a very critical issue that has emerged since this act was passed, the repealed act. Mr. Speaker, when we are coming with that law, we didn't actually have issues of cage farming. Now we have cage farming, and I'm sure you know it because you also come from a fishing community. But because cage farming has drawn so much interest, what's happening is now even navigation space is becoming a challenge for other users, transport users. And because of that, for those of us who represent, I represent 7 islands, habitable islands. Sometimes when you're moving from island to island, you get late. When you are coming in the night because the boats don't use light. The coxswain uses their memory to navigate. But because you have all these cages all over, many times you almost hit a cage. So we need spacing for cages. But also, Honorable Karoli, I request that you allow the chair to listen to this. I showed actually the CS and the PS, the relevant PS last week, that a hotel proprietor...
Honorable Millie, you are making quite some sense.
Yes.
I hear you to say that the chairperson has moved amendments which incorporate what were your proposed amendments
but
in terms of what is in the other.
Yes, but I need
Yes.
to do a further amendment.
Now,
so how do I go
what
about
I would
it?
guide is that you draft the text of the amendment you propose as further amendment. I will grant you leave to
Thank
do
you.
so.
Thank you.
And you engage the chair as we proceed to consider the amendments he has proposed.
Thank you.
Do we have any members seeking to contribute to the amendments proposed by the chair?
Chair.
There being none, honorable members, I therefore proceed to put the question that clause 21 be amended as proposed by the chairperson. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Honorable Millie, I'm not putting the final question because I want to hear you on your proposed further amendment.
Yes, Chair. In my proposed further amendments, I was actually explaining that one of the challenges that we now face, a hotel proprietor from Suba North, Kalitu Kaseu, she actually told me...
Why don't you start by moving
okay.
the amendment
Chair,
in the text?
Let me move the amendment that we add the words. We delete in the committee's proposed amendment, which is similar to mine. You provide the establishment of standards for ensuring equitable access to fisheries resources, including navigation space, fishing space, then you lead the word and, access to other resources, and a 7 nautical mile space for cage. Maybe for cages, the legal drafter can help with that. At 12, let me see if I'd written somewhere here.
Yes, Honorable Millie, in terms of procedure, I'm looking at our standing orders 133, sub-order 10.
Yes, Chair, actually.
Because of the handicap there.
I have the words. I have the words in my computer. I'll write.
I want to guide that noting the provisions of standing order number 133, particularly sub-standing order 10, we put the final question, you can recommit. You can recommit this so that we have the text prior to its being moved, instead of having to halt all the proceedings. Yes.
Yeah, my understanding of procedure is that any amendment that is done must be in writing. So what I would request the Honorable Millie is that we recommit, then you do the text properly in writing, and then when we are done, we go back to it and adopt it. And I think that would be neater.
Yeah. In fact, the guidance Honorable Owen is giving is the guidance the chairperson is giving from where I sit. That instead of halting all proceedings as we wait for the text to be drawn and approved, then present it to the desk. I may grant you leave to move it if it is ready. Could you consult? This being the committee of the whole house, I will allow that consultation. Do you have students on the speakers gallery? Yes, honorable members, permit me to interrupt in the proceedings to welcome a number of schools and institutions visiting the National Assembly to observe the proceedings. In the Speaker's Gallery, we have Moi Girls Isinya from Kajiado East Constituency, Kajiado County. Also in the Speaker's Gallery, Suguta Consolata School from Samburu West Constituency, Samburu County. In the Speaker's Gallery, we have Aldai Girls School from Aldai Constituency, Uasin Gishu County. And then we have Mboru Comprehensive School, Mwingi Central, Kitui County. All the visiting students, their teachers, and guardians are welcome to the National Assembly to observe the proceedings. You've come to the House when we are undertaking what is called Committee of the Whole House, which I know you study in your schools. At the Committee of the Whole House, we go through a proposed law called a bill, word by word, paragraph by paragraph, punctuation by punctuation, and make amendments so that the ultimate bill is in consonance with public interest, with the law, and is clean in terms of text and the intention of the law. I know you've been taught in your schools that the lawmaking processes go through first reading, second reading, Committee of the Whole House, then third reading, and it ends there. We are in the Committee of the Whole House, after which we'll go to third reading. The first reading is about notification to the public and to the members that a bill will be coming up for consideration soon. In the second reading, we do general debate on a bill. At the Committee of the Whole, we now comb the law to ensure that it is in the text and everything is right about what it goes if it were to be passed at the third stage. So all the schools are indeed welcome to the House to observe proceedings. Honorable Millie will now have the mic to move her amendment.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, I propose a further amendment to the Chair's amendment to Clause 21. Which part of clause 21? The new paragraph immediately after paragraph J, establishment of standards for ensuring equitable access to fisheries resources, including navigation space, fishing space, access to other resources, including. Now my computer is disappearing. Including the establishment of an inshore exclusive zone. We have agreed with the chair of the committee because I wanted to provide for nautical miles, but the committee has requested that they be given time to determine what nautical miles are appropriate. So that's my proposal, so that even when you are doing cage farming, it does not encroach on other businesses, so that hotel business, tourism is not interfered with. Let cage farming be much further offshore to other businesses.
Honorable Mili, are you dealing with cage farming here in the ocean or in inland waters?
I'm giving that as an example. That's why we are not putting nautical miles.
I'm asking that question, Honorable Mili, because as you remember, the chairperson of the Committee of the Whole is an expert on law of the sea.
Yes.
An exclusive economic zone is part of the sea area, not internal waters, but sea areas to which a state is entitled to going up to 200 nautical miles into the sea.
Chair.
So if you are intending it for Lake Victoria, Lake Turkana, and others, exclusive economic zone would not be the right
Chair, I'm
word
actually
to use.
not talking of exclusive. I know you are an expert.
Yes.
I'm not talking of an exclusive economic zone. The fisheries sector keeps evolving. And we were just last week in Mombasa, and under the BBJ Treaty, and other, which is actually under agreement, which has actually come up under the law of the Sea Convention, they establish what is called an inshore exclusive zone. It's not exclusive economic zone. It's an inshore exclusive zone.
Okay.
That is separate from the economic zone.
Honorable members, I now propose the question that clause 21 be amended further as proposed by the Honorable Millie Odhiambo. The Honorable Dr. Otiende Amolo, Senior Counsel.
Thank you, Chairman. Chairman, I want to understand this a little more, because when the Honorable Millie Odhiambo talked of the 7 nautical miles, and given the way our lake particularly is, there are parts, for example, the Gulf of Asembo Bay, that if you have such limitations, then there can be no cage fishing at all. And so bearing that in mind, I would worry about any provision that comes to numbers in terms of nautical miles. Secondly, just as you pointed out, and I think I agree with Honorable Millie, we must have a way of regulating cage fishing in a way that they coexist, but not in a way that disables it completely. And I'm worried that if we go the way of those provisions of how much space, there are places, therefore, that cage fishing will have to be restricted completely. So I wanted to hear from the chair a little more of what now the chair was saying they've agreed on, a phraseology that does not in its entirety disable the possibility of cage fishing in narrower parts of the lake.
The Honorable Ruth Odinga, Member of Parliament for Kisumu.
Thank you. Thank you, Speaker. Mine also is to concur a bit with what my colleague, Honorable Tienda Mola, said. Because when we are talking about the nautical miles, with this narrow gulf that we have, it might not be possible. But secondly, when we are talking about that, we should also look at the idea that some of the fish caging, the areas that you are saying we must move to, we might have problems because of the lack of space, which causes the oxygen to be not there in these areas. So we need to look at this very keenly, because we are sitting on a gulf We are not sitting in the lake, which is like the Uganda side, which has got so much space that you can go further like 7 nautical miles. I thought that the list was 5 nautical miles that we could do. But if we now say we are not even doing 5 nautical miles up to 7, we might get to have a problem. I think we need to look at this thing more keenly before and have some more research done on it. Thank you.
Yes, for all clarity, members, 7 nautical miles is about 13 kilometers. It's actually 12.9, around 12.94 kilometers. So what Honorable Mill, in terms of consequence, is proposing is that there will be no cage fishing from the shore deep up to nearly 13 kilometers, which I don't know the stretch of our gap from bay to bay, if you consider Lake Victoria in particular, will permit. Yes.
Thank you, Chair. On this discussion, I would want to know clearly, are we just talking about the lakes, or whatever the amendment passed here will also apply to the seas and oceans? Because if it is extended there, then the scenario changes completely, where we are having oil tankers and major ships and all yachts going through, and you are pushing those cages there. So this amendment, is it for lakes, or is supposed to apply to all water bodies? Thank you, Chair.
Yeah, the Honorable Owen Bayer before Honorable Millie Odhiambo.
Honorable Chair, I want to say this. You see, this amendment, if passed, may hinder caging in a place which is very popular for caging, like the Mida Creek. The Mida Creek is not even 10 kilometers. It's around 7 kilometers. And a lot of fish caging is done there. So if we put that clause here, Honorable Chair, then we are saying we should not do caging. In rivers, for example, most of our rivers are not more than, like the Galana River, where fish caging happens, especially for prawns and all that, is around 6 kilometers, where our caging is taking place. So if we put that restriction in the law, then you are outlawing caging in those areas. So I think Honorable Millie needs to drop that amendment, and we go by what is available.
No, Honorable Millie Odhiambo will have the last bite. Before I put the question.
Thank you, Chair. I encourage members to listen carefully. We have actually consulted with the Chair. And what we have agreed, because of those concerns you are saying, I wanted to put nautical miles, but even the legal drafters advised that if we put nautical miles, they vary between lakes and ocean. So we cannot put, like for instance, Ghana has put 12 nautical miles, but it's for the ocean. I was actually advised that for the lake area, you put around 6. But you see, we need to also prove which one. I was actually sending the Coast Guards, literally to go and survey and give. But because we don't have that answer yet, we are actually just saying, establishing the principle that we need the inshore exclusive zone. That is, the main aim for it is to protect artisanal, small-scale, and recreational fishing. The ordinary mama mboga of the lake, that's the one we are protecting. But we are not providing for the nautical miles, which should then come by regulation. So that's what I'm suggesting, that we set the principle, but then we will have then to define what inshore exclusive zone is. So when we come to to clause 2, we will define what an inshore exclusive zone, not by defining it by nautical miles, but by saying that it is, say, a preferential access area, depending on the river, the lake, or the ocean, that will be determined by regulation.
Thank you, Honorable Millie. Honorable members, I hope you understand the clarity. Honorable Millie is proposing a deletion of the following words to the clause. Deletion of the words "and 7 nautical miles" for cage fishing immediately after the words "resources," and inserting the words "establishment of an inshore exclusive economic zone." Yes, inshore exclusive zone at the end there without specifying the distance. And she's saying that will now be defined when we go back to clause 2. Honorable members, with that clarification, I now put the question at clause, yes.
What are we looking at? Clause 21?
Yes.
As amended by the chair?
Yes.
Or clause as amended by Millie? Which one are we looking at?
Now, Honorable Millie is proposing a further amendment
on the
to clause 21 as previously amended by the chairperson of the relevant committee.
So can we circulate that amendment so that we do not make a mistake on our understanding from our verbatim?
Do you want me to require Honorable Millie to read the amendment again?
No, sir, we also look at the text.
Yeah, Honorable Millie, for the comfort of Honorable and Bayer and for his convenience, please read the amendment again so that I put the question.
Establishment of standards for ensuring equitable access to fisheries resources, including navigation space, fishing space, access to other resources, including an inshore exclusive zone. Period.
It's clear and makes sense now. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 21 be amended as proposed by Honorable Millie. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 21 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clauses 22 and 23.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clauses 22 and 23 be part of the bill. Honorable members, there being no amendments, I put the question that clauses 22 and 23 be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 24.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 24 be part of the bill. Chairperson.
Honorable Chair, I propose that clause 24 be amended as per the order paper, and the amendment seeks to align the title of the Public Audit Act with the new cap number issued, which that is cap number 412B.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 24 be amended as proposed by the chairperson. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 24 be amended as proposed by the chairperson. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 24 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 25.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 25 be part of the bill. Chairperson.
Honorable Chair, I propose that clause 25 be amended as per the order paper, and this amendment seeks to correct a cross-referencing error, Honorable Chair, where we are referring to sub 26(2), sub-article 2 instead of 24 sub-article 2.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 25 be amended as proposed. The Honorable Dr. Otiende Amolo, Senior Counsel.
Chairman, I just want a clarification and confirmation from the chair that there was proper consideration of this clause 25. When it prescribes the period as 4 months after the close of the fiscal year, did the committee consider the consistency within the period of audit? Because I believe that the period of audit is usually, is it within 3 months? And this one is reading 4 months. Just some clarity.
Honorable Chairperson.
A minute, Honorable Chair.
Yes, Honorable Chairperson is permitted to make necessary consultations. So accountability is a national value and principle of governance. And audit is part of it. The Honorable Charles Ngusia, you want to speak to the proposed amendment? or the
Yeah,
clause?
just to add my voice, and I concur in totality with what my colleague has said. Actually, it is 3 months across. So I think we need to align this with the other agencies so that we can actually be on the same page. So, Chair, I support what Honorable Atiede Omolo has suggested. Is 3 months.
Honorable Chairperson of the relevant committee, would you give us your consideration?
Honorable Chair, I've consulted and it is true it should be 3 months instead of 4.
Yeah, so you want to
Yeah, we'll
move the amendment in amended form.
in an amended form, Honorable Chair,
Please
so that
do.
instead of 3 months, instead of 4 months, it is 3 months.
Honorable members, I now propose the question, I think I'll propose it again, that clause 25 be amended as proposed by the chairperson of the relevant committee. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 25 be amended as proposed by the chairperson of the relevant committee. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 25 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Yes.
Clause 26.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 26 be part of the bill. The chairperson of the relevant committee.
Yes, Honorable Chair, I propose that clause 26 be amended as per the order paper, and the amendment aligns with the provisions of the establishment of Fish Levy Development Fund, which has a similar objects as Fisheries Research and Development Fund. The Fisheries Research and Development Fund is yet to be established, Honorable Chair, since the enactment of the Fisheries Management and Development Act 2016, hence the proposal to delete the provisions and transfer its purpose to the development fund.
Yeah, before I propose the question for debate, let me guide that if this amendment is carried forth, the amendment proposed by the Honorable Millie shall collapse. And so I now proceed to propose the question that clause 26 be amended as proposed by the chairperson. The Honorable Millie Odhiambo Mabona.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, you do notice that I agree with the Chair in principle that it may not be necessary maybe to run the two funds because they are fairly similar. However, my proposed amendment was to include as part of the things that the fund should do was to support artisanal fishers. And Chair, I would want to request if the Chair would be agreeable, because I'm proposing a fund to support artisanal fishers, because a lot of times, our local people don't have money even to purchase boats. It's actually the investors who come from outside the country who own boats. So if we actually want to move to Singapore, we can only move to Singapore if our people actually facilitate. Secondly, Chair, a lot of times they get accidents in the lake. Even now, in one of my beaches called Litare Beach, today we are doing a fundraiser to bury 2 people who drowned at that beach. But normally it's their business as the people of those beaches to deal with that. So I'm requesting if the Chair could then adopt, because I've looked at his amendment, it does not carry forward mine, which is that the fund should also support artisanal fishers, so that it doesn't just have an ocean approach. We are small as a lake, but we are also a lake. We are waters. Please consider our artisanal fishers as well.
Chairperson, for the benefit of the House, would you elaborate further why you are proposing the total deletion of clause 26, which establishes the Fisheries Research and Development Fund?
Honorable Chair, because if you check the next, which is clause 27. That is where we are now establishing the fund, which is actually we are restructuring the existing fund, Honorable Chair, which is a Fish Levy Trust Fund, and we are restructuring in this new bill to Fish Levy Development Fund. So, which Honorable Chair is going to take care of all, including the addition of fishes, which are Honorable Mele. If you check on our on the regulation, Honorable Chair, because these collections, when after collections, there is a way, even the regulation, how it is divided between the national government and the county government. And when it goes even to the government, Honorable Chair, this is where even including the BMUs, those management and also those small fisheries, Honorable Chair will benefit from this fund.
Yes, the Honorable Millie Odhiambo.
Chair, I wish to plead with the chairman. Chair, I'm also an expert in mainstreaming issues of marginalized groups, including women, including marginalized communities. And in the blue economy, the fisher folk of the lake are actually a marginalized community. They are being treated as a footnote. When you take them to regulations, they are a footnote. As a lawyer, I know the import of having an issue mentioned on the main bill. Can you kindly just add taking care of artisanal fishers on the main one, so then I can drop my proposed fund, which I know you are not very happy with. Because I'd want us to have a fund for artisanal fishers to help our poor fishermen. And so that we know that they are taken care of, that you put just support artisanal fishers.
Yes, the Honorable Karoli Omondi.
Honorable Chair, I would like to support Honorable Millie Odhiambo on this issue. I've looked carefully at the proposed, we have not reached there, but I've looked at the use of the funds to be collected under the proposed Fish Levy Trust Fund. And if you read all of them, there is no provision capturing what she's saying, which is making available credit facilities to artisanal fishermen, isn't it? For purposes of buying boats, fishing nets, or even training themselves. So that is missing. I think we need a clause there. Even to buttress what she's saying, we also need a clause dealing with issues of, we normally have tragedies happening in the lake. People dying, drowning, emergency rescue, ambulances, all those kind of things. I think we should cover them somewhere here. So I just want to support what Honorable Millie is saying and urge the chairman that we need to expand the use of the levy proceeds. And I hope they will not be securitized going forward.
Yeah, what I heard, Honorable Karoli, what I heard the chairperson of the relevant committee say, in terms of explanation, was that he is proposing the deletion of clause 26 because it duplicates what is proposed in clause 27. As I was hearing him to be saying, we should delete clause 26 and any concerns like the ones Honorable Millie is raising be taken thereafter to clause 27. Did I hear you correctly, Chair?
That is, Honorable Chair, that's why I've even consulted with Honorable Millie that now, including the additional people to benefit from this fund under 27, which I'm going to move now a further amendment in consultation with the Honorable Millie so that we can include them in this fund.
The Honorable Dr. Otiende Amolo.
I am okay with that because I was going to speak to it. But we need to agree on the terminology. You know, the initial amendments by Honorable Millie refer to artisanal fisheries. People have referred to artisanal fisher folk. There's artisanal fishing. So let's just, yes, and fishers. Let's just settle and then insert it. I think the place for it would be this clause 27.3. And I agree that we need to mention them. We can work around having regulations in terms of how it works, but unless it's mentioned, it will not cover the
Yeah, but
artisanal
Honorable Amolo, I want to remind the members that the chairperson of the relevant committee is a pastoralist, not a fisherman. The Honorable Dr. Rutoday, the MP for Kisumu County.
Actually, Mr. Speaker, I wanted just to agree with what Honorable Millie said on artisanal. But I don't know whether the artisanal fisher folk or artisanal, whatever they are calling it, also includes the women, youth, and people with disabilities under that artisanal. And if we can be very clear that they are included, because those are the people I represent, and I would like to know if artisanal also, actually that clause of artisanal includes them. Secondly, I would like to inform my chair that BMUs at the beach management units are actually still very informal. They've not been formalized, and we need to do something about them. By saying that they're part of this, I don't think is correct, because BMUs are still one of the people that we need to strengthen.
Yeah, so Honorable, I think we are agreed, Honorable members, in principle, that we can make a decision with respect to the amendment proposed by the chair as we seek to enrich clause 27. Can I put the question now? Yes, the Honorable Owen Bayer.
You know, Honorable the Chair, my views are important because I come from among fisher folk. I'm not a fisherman, but I come among fisher folk because my village is surrounded by fishermen. But I want to say this. Much as I agree with what Millie is saying, that we include artisanal fisher folk, or fishers, let's just use the fishers, in the law. And it's important that we just actually deliberately do that. With a deliberate move, we do that. But also, I am tempted to think, as we move to 27, that can they be exempted from paying the artisanal fishers? Because I have gone to part 1 and I've read who is an artisanal fishing means small-scale traditional fisheries that may be carried out for subsistence. And I want to end there, for subsistence. Then when we are coming to levies, then this person also must pay the levies. So we are giving with the left hand and taking away with the right hand. Can we deliberately exempt artisanal fishers from paying the levy?
The Honorable Owen Bayer, you are bringing a dimension which I believe Honorable Millie and Honorable Dr. Otiende Amolo will be considering as we go to 27. And I think it is a debate for clause 27. Allow me, therefore, honorable members, to put the question that clause 26 be amended as proposed by the chairperson. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Because the consequence of that amendment is deletion, I'm not putting the question that that clause be part of the bill. Next. Honorable members, again, let me interrupt the proceedings to welcome students from a number of institutions to the National Assembly. The students are both in the Speaker's Gallery and the Public Gallery. In the Speaker's Gallery, we have Father Kun Academy from Chesumei constituency, Nandi County, and Jagor Primary School from Marakwet East constituency, Elgeyo Marakwet County. In the Public Gallery, we have Mwihoko Comprehensive School from Ruiru constituency, Kiambu County. And then we have Fellison's School from Kapseret constituency in Uasin Gishu County. Students from those institutions, their teachers and those accompanying them are welcome to the National Assembly to observe the proceedings on this day that the chairperson, in respect of the bill we are considering, is a member of parliament, actually the member of parliament from Marakwet West, the Honorable Kangogo Bowen. We are in the committee of the whole house. It is a flexible stage at which we read a proposed law word for word, punctuation by punctuation, paragraph by paragraph, and we correct it before we go to the third reading.
Question 7.
Honorable members, I propose the question at clause 27 be part of the bill. The chairperson, the Honorable Kangogo Bowen, will move his amendment.
Honorable Chair, clause 27 be amended as per the order paper. And Honorable Chair, this amendment restructures the fish levy trust fund into a fish levy development fund, and further provides a manner in which the levy will be distributed for the purpose of accountability, including the purpose of research, innovation, and blue economy, and fisheries by the Kenya Marine and Fisheries Institute, that is a KEMFRI, Honorable Chair, and provision of the monitoring and surveillance. And Honorable Chair, in consultation with the members, I'm going to move a further amendments on the same clause 27, which is the purpose of the fund, Honorable Chair, to include on, that is number 3, the purpose of the fund. Number B, provides a funding for activities geared towards the management, governance, development, fish stock assessment, research, capacity building, awards, and urgent mitigation to ensure sustainability of fisheries resources, and also additional fishing, Honorable Chair, and further to clause 27, number C, to amend the percentage from 20 to 10%. Honorable Chair, that 10% is to additional fishing programs, including the credit facilities and the emergency interventions. So that, Honorable Chair, now takes care of all what the Honorable Member is talking about, the additional visual folks, Honorable Chair, and so that now they are included in this fund, Honorable Chair. And the Honorable Chair, as I move, I want to, yes, even Caroli is a two-term now. Yes, so Honorable Chair, as I move, Honorable Chair, I also want to welcome to Court Primary School from my constituency, Honorable Chair. It is the best school in Elgeyo Marakwet County, Honorable Chair, and if the ranking of primary schools were to be done today, Honorable Chair, I'm very sure the school would be #1 countrywide. This is a school, Honorable Chair, last year took about almost the entire grade 9 to national school. So congratulations and welcome to Parliament. I think I'll see them later because I'm now too busy with this, with the bill.
Yeah, today, the Honorable Kangogo, you cannot leave the house until we are done with the bill. Otherwise, the business of the house will come to a stop. But it's great you come from the same place as the students we have welcomed. Yes, honorable members, I propose the question that clause 27 be amended as proposed by the chairperson of the relevant committee. The Honorable Millie Odhiambo.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, I wish to strongly support. Indeed, Chair, you have seen where Honorable Karoli Omondi is seated. He almost jumped saying two-term because of the provision that has been made for artisanal fishers and even by providing percentages. Chair, this now I can see that the spirit of better is actually now being grounded. In a talker bottom, oh sorry, I'm supposed to speak one language. It comes from the bottom going up so that our fishermen can also have resources that can help them in terms of difficulties, in terms of challenges. If it were not that the president was from your backyard, I would have said Honorable Kagongo for president. because of this provision. But because, no, 2032, we will fight it out with you. But you have brought a very good amendment, and I support fully. Thank you.
The Honorable Kasim Tandasa.
Thank you, Chair. One, from the committee, I support the amendment by my chairman, but I would want to add a rider here when it will come to the definition of an artisanal fisherman. Remember, it is in this house that we initially had provided funds for marginalized area, and then all of a sudden, every area became marginalized, benefiting from the same funds. There was a time we had the issue of equalization fund meant for particular counties, and now every county is benefiting from the equalization fund. So my problem with the definition, I'm worried that it'll come a point whereby even those with big boats and the who also benefit, pretending to be artisanal fishers. So the issue of definition, who will be the artisanal fisher, who will benefit? We have those subsistence fishermen in the lakes, in the oceans, and we know them. But I'm worried about that definition, Chair. Thank you.
The Honorable Dr. Otiende Amolo is recognized.
Thank you. Chair, first, I fully support this amendment and the further amendment. And I want to put my colleagues' mind to rest that fortunately, so far, the bill defines artisanal fishing, and it also defines artisanal fishing vessel. And this definition, I think, will be quite helpful. Chairman, we say that we want to jointly get to Singapore on our way to Canaan. But what will take us there is this artisanal fishing, artisanal mining, those small-scale things that Kenyans do. That is what will collectively, take us forward, as opposed to the big companies, the foreign companies, that then come and exploit our resources, but they don't go to Singapore, Canaan, they go back where they've come from. For us, we want to get to Canaan through Singapore, and this is the way. Thank you.
The Honorable Mishi Mboko.
Asante Mheshimiwa Spika, na mimi niunge mkono mageuzi haya ambayo yamewekwa katika mswada huu, kwa sababu itawasaidia wakulima wetu wa uvuvi ili waweze kuwa na rasilimali ambazo zitawasaidia kukidhi zile changamoto walizonazo, na wao waweze kuboresha kilimo hichi cha uvuvi, kwa sababu tunajua wavuvi wetu wachanga wadogo wana matatizo mengi sana na hawawezi kufikia kilimo cha kibiashara cha uvuvi kama hawatapata rasilimali kama hizi. Lakini pia niunge maneno ya Mheshimiwa Tandaza ya kwamba lazima tuzingatie hawa wanaopata faida hii ni wale wachanga wadogo, na isije ikuwa tunazidi kuwaboresha wale ambao tayari wamepata utajiri mkubwa sana kupitia kilimo hichi cha uvuvi. Kwa hivyo naunga mkono sana, nikiwa natoka kule pwani ambapo tuna bahari na tuna wavuvi. Asante sana.
Yeah, the Honorable Harry Kombi.
Asante mwenyekiti, hata nami nipate nafasi ya kuunga mkono marekebisho ambayo yamefanywa kwa mswada huu. Hakika hazina ambayo imebuniwa ni hazina ambayo itawafaidi hata wale wadogo. Lakini cha kusisitiza sana ni hawa wadogo ni kina nani. Ikaweze kuwekwa wazi ili kwamba kusije wengine wakaja wakaingizwa hapo ndani kama ilivyokuwa na hiyo hazina nyingine ya equalization. Hapa Mheshimiwa Spika, ni kusisitiza tu ya kwamba hazina hii ikaweze kuwafikia hata wale watu wadogo, wale wavuvi wa chini. Hapo tutakuwa tunaweza kuinua maisha ya jamii. Asante mwenyekiti.
The Honorable Farah Malim, Deputy Speaker Emeritus. The Honorable Owen Bayer,
to clean up a few things here, which I have noticed. If you go to the amendment on page number 1560 of the order paper, 1560, are we there? It says, the levy collected under subsection 12 shall be apportioned as follows. But this 12 refers to 12 of 26,
which we have deleted.
So in other words, we are talking about a fund which has not been established. So I think you need some clearing up. No, because we have deleted 26.